Hmm. Welcome to Whispers. Ojuyobo Tinubu. Dùgbẹ̀dùgbẹ̀ tó mì kódà. Ẹni kan ló mọ̀ o. It's turn by turn. Who is next? Seriously? Hey, what goes round comes round. Afemi. Tinubu, a failure that should never become Nigeria's president. Nemesis. Àtúbọ̀tán. Nemesis does not only befall those who deliberately impoverish the people, it consumes their children too. The socio-political space in Nigeria has been polluted with criminality. Bola Ahmed Tinubu, a psychopath and betrayer of trust against MKO Abiola during Nadeko era, is a desperate politician who is unmoved by the current crisis rocking the nation. That's true. The country can burn if it so desires, provided that his ambition to clinch power in 2023 is intact. Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who claims to be a more profound nationalist than Chief Obafemi Awolowo, has not even achieved an atom of Awolowo's achievements. His colosseum has been a jamboree that hasn't achieved any results, however infinitesimal. Neither did he continue from what Awolowo left behind. It's the empty vessel that's usually noisy. The one containing water isn't. The legacy Chief Obafemi Awolowo left behind, such as the democratization of education and several others, remain relevant several years later. The ideology of Tinubu is not only to reign any organization, but also to hijack it as his own private entity. Lagos and Osun states are examples of why Tinubu must be avoided by all means like a plague. Awolowo was a known freedom fighter who fought for justice and equal rights throughout his lifetime. He contributed in the fight for independence, liberated his own people, and gave them Western education. On the contrary, Tinubu has not only impoverished Lagosians, he made sure thousands of them are out of school so he can use them as hoodlums during elections. For instance, how many Agberos has he given free education or scholarship? Instead, he harms them with tools to mob opposition members, his critics, and then imposes himself over the will of the people. Awolowo was a promoter of peace and unity. His immense contribution towards the development of Nigeria was as a result of free education and free healthcare system for the children in the Western region, as it was then known. Tinubu was an opportunist who ruled on Awolowo's establishment in the Southwest. The aforementioned achievements of Awolowo can never be compared to a treacherous 8-year rule of Tinubu as a governor of Lagos State. These 8 years were wasted years that amounted to a fruitless journey that bore no good seed. Tinubu deceptively claimed that Major General Muhammadu Buhari will make heaven as the second home in Nigeria, but Buhari brought hell instead. Indeed, someone whose character is questionable in the US should never be trusted with a sensitive position in Nigeria, let alone becoming a president. May it never happen. His motives and ways of manipulating people against each other is another matter entirely. He previously said, "I don't believe in one Nigeria. Such a man should not be considered a true Democrat." Those who don't believe in one Nigeria like Tinubu will do all sorts of things to cause chaos in the country just to gain access to power. They will mobilize thugs to deal with people who kick against their political ambition. Tinubu is well known as the gun patron of thugs in the entire Southwest. He was indicted by the United States government for drug and fraud-related offenses in 1993, to the extent that he forfeited $460,000 to the United States government. So, apparently, the national leader of APC, as they call him, has some unanswered questions to answer over drug crimes and criminal activities he reportedly committed in the United States. Lagos under his watch as governor was bastardized and ruined to the most miserable state. He acquired lands and properties, converted them with the state's treasuries as his personal businesses. Remember when he justified the killing of Fashoti's daughter, who was killed by Fulani herdsmen? It is also obvious that Tinubu has no sympathy or respect for humanity. None at all. Tinubu will use semen as soap in the United States, urine as water in Nigeria, can never in any way stand to become Nigeria's president. Nigerians should never again support a mediocre, anti-democratic forces who pose as Democrats in Agbada, people with shady records, or criminals who can't be trusted with basic things. Wow. Wow, interesting. So he is really serious about being the next president. It's chairs and shadows. It's chairs and shadows. So there you have it. Just like they were saying, there were warnings too. There were warnings during before Buhari came. Yeah, there were loads of warnings. So let's hope the people heed the warnings. Because Tinubu is helping. Yeah, I mean, the Lekki toll gate is an example of if you want something, he goes all out for it. He doesn't mind who gets hurt in the process. So these are people that are quartered to grieve. How many more days do they have left? All the money, everything that they are stealing, what do they even want to do with it? Will they take it to grave? Lagos landlord, Jaga nuisance. There you have it. Money misruled. Wow. Godfatherism. Yeah, the film King of Boys, that film sums up everything. Sums him up properly. Mm. He was one that bring the Agberos. Now the Agbero wants to step up. Mm. There's fire on the mountain for him. It's gonna be running from pillar to post. Well, we got it upon himself, so let's just jump up onto it. So there you have it, guys. Tinubu, a failure that should never become Nigeria's president. It's gonna be worse than it will be worse. It will be worse than Buhari. Worse than Buhari. Are they telling us that we don't have young, able, capable youths that can get this job done? Why is it always the quarter to grave, half dead or almost dead oldies? Well, Obasanjo just said we have to slug it out with them. So I guess that is how. Even the Bible says, out with the old, in with the new. If you put an old wine into it, it bursts. So yeah, and on the busting level. So there you have it, guys. Till I come your way again. Bye.